Let's get this started. And let's also have different music here, because that's just horrible. Scene. There we go. I don't exactly remember where we left off last time. Also, all hail Lord Furfru, await Gen 1. Technically Gen 3, but I get what you mean. Okay, so this is our team at the moment. Let's go over it real quickly so that I mostly remind myself, honestly. We have Mickey the Raichu with Thunderbolt, Slam, Thunderwave and Quick Attack. We've got Lex the Ludicolo with Water Pulse, Fake Out, Absorb and Fury Swipes. We have Rocky the Nidoking with Poison Sting, Pack, Horn Attack and a Double Kick. With we have Furball the Flareon with Sand Attack, Fire Spin, Quick Attack and Bite. We have Cortex the Dodrio with Pursuit, Fury Attack. I was going to say Fury Attack, that's an entirely different thing. Try Attack and Fly. We have a Spiky the Cacturne. I always remember Cacturne and getting it wrong. With Pin Missile, Feint Attack, Spikes and Cut. I'm about to head into Sylph's Co, I believe, before going to Sabrina and then rebuilding. Attack of the Furries. That sounds like a very interesting movie that I would not like to make. Please don't make me make that. That would be weird. Would Attack of the Furries be like a... maybe it could be a documentary about furries. It very well could be. Huh. Maybe we can do something with this. Does anybody know like a bunch of furries that would like to attack somebody? Because I've got an idea. Anyway. It's Saturday. Now, somehow, I remember about like 3 things that happened this week. So it feels like nothing much happened this week, yet I've been like stupidly busy. So it's been a weird week. It's been a weird week where I was, on the one hand side, it just flew by. On the other hand side, it was kind of a drag at times. But those times I don't remember that well anymore, because pretty much that's like what your brain does. It's been a fairly lengthy week, all things considered, because I pretty much had no weekend. I never remember. Okay, let's focus here for a moment, because I actually do think I remember roughly how to get through Sylph's Co. I just need to get to the proper place first. Also, I don't know why I'm leading with Mickey. I have no idea. This is definitely not the proper place. Anyway, so I don't really have like a lot of weekend this week. Because, oh, this is where we literally just were at. Because I've been working a bit today, and then tomorrow actually we'll be working a little bit less. Because I'm actually going out to like see some friends and stuff. But then when I come back home, I do have to finish up like a video that I started to edit for today and couldn't be bothered to finish today. Because I'm a lazy piece of crap. Floor 5, Floor 3, Gary, have fun. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to Gary. It's not Gary, by the way, it's Blue. We're playing the games, not the anime. Though I suppose if we were playing Ash Grey, it would be Gary, right? Maybe. I'm not very well equipped for grass types, if you couldn't tell. Actually, I think you might have, well, Poison Sting, but it's also Poison type, so that's not going to help me at all. That's Horn Attack. That does a bit of a better job. Gonna go back to the Pokemon Center again. We're going to do that a lot, because I can. It's not a Nuzlocke, and I'm just reveling in the fact that I can let Pokemon die, and it doesn't have any consequence other than maybe I'll lose like half a minute walking back and forth to the Pokemon Center. But hey, it fills up content, which... This is actually the last Saturday of the month, so I was hoping to complete a game today, but we all know that ain't gonna happen, so yeah. The current trailer of Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories. As far as I know, it's the final trailer that has focus points, which we're not going to Yeah, no, I'm not going to finish the game today. I am very well aware. Meaning that probably next month's community run is either going to be skipped or... There we go, this is the tile I needed. Either going to be skipped or delayed as well, but I'll probably start at a point where, like, we're halfway through the month. So we're probably just going to skip it. And we died. I'll get into my thoughts on the trailer in a moment, because I think it's the final trailer from what I understand, and it didn't really show much new. It's better than the trailer we got as a Nintendo Direct though. The Nintendo Direct was literally just, oh yeah, it's also coming to Switch. Have fun. Like, I don't care. I don't own a Switch still. I mean, I will be playing exclusively with the speed button. Even so, I still need to go through Sabrina, Koga, Blaine, Giovanni, and then the entire Elite Four, which is not happening today. With a bit of luck, that'll happen next week, but today, there's no way. There's just literally no chance. That's a very good point, actually. Do we want to have community runs as... Where do I go? Okay, I go over here. Do we want community runs to be... Like, if I don't finish, just, like, move on to the next... Ah, that's not good. That's not that big a deal, actually. Do I just move on to the next one? Or do I finish them and sometimes, like, skip one? I don't know what I want to do with that myself, honestly. But it feels kind of like the community runs get promoted through the Discord channel, so it feels kind of like iffy if I don't partake in them. So it's probably going to be... Today's just going to be the last one for this community run, I'm guessing. I don't know. 4th of September is the first year anniversary that we had a proper first part direct. I care about 0% about any of that. I probably should be keeping up a little bit more with gaming news, but I just can't be bothered. I keep up to date with my with like small indie releases through 1, Twitter for the developers that I follow, and 2, through requesting keys for spotlights. That's pretty much the main way I know something is coming out. Is, oh, wait a second. That's how I found out about Rogue Legacy 2 even being a thing. Is I found a listing to request keys for it. And I was like, okay, I'm definitely not going to get a key for this one, but I might as well try because I really like Rogue Legacy 1. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. If it has roguelite elements, I probably enjoy it to a certain extent. I really like the genre because it's so goddamn replayable. As somebody that doesn't usually play games for an extended period of time, that is just a very weird, like, combination of... Yeah, I thought I couldn't skip you. I don't know what I was talking about anymore. Luckily, you gave me something else to talk about. For me, the only reason I follow the directs is to check if I have time to finish up my backlog so I can get overhyped for specific games. That's fair enough. It's also probably a good idea to keep up with gaming news as like a content creator from the perspective of... Yeah, I probably should have switched out there, right? From the perspective of knowing that a certain game will be released, you probably should be creating content like adjacent to that game in the weeks or months leading up to the release because of increased search traffic during that time, and especially when the game itself releases. Like just a simple like SEO thing, because if you do it when the game gets released, you're going to get drowned out by all the bigger channels also doing it while the game gets released. Also, wasn't this supposed to get me somewhere? So you want to be like in front of that to a certain extent. And for that, you need to know what's actually coming out. So that's why I'm hoping Melody of Memories is going to do well, because I'm obviously going to Let's Play that day one. But I've been... Next song. I've been playing more Kingdom Hearts lately, and I'll keep up with that because it's doing fairly well, all things considered. Hey, hello! Welcome back to Checking Out Stream. We've been doing well. I'm lost in Silph's because that's what I do. It's the two things we do here. It's worship Totodile and get lost in Silph's Even though I know a little bit better where I'm supposed to go now, compared to how it used to be, I am still utterly lost. Yeah, no, I have no idea where I am. So yeah, how have you been, is the question, because that's probably got a more interesting answer than me just looking for where the hell I'm supposed to be going. And overleveling Mickey by accident, because Mickey's pretty much the most powerful thing on my... Oh my god, it can't take a hit. Yeah, I probably should be taking into account the typings of my opponents a little bit more. And we're going to have a... I mean, you're going to absolutely annihilate with me. You're not, because you only have electric type moves. That's hilarious. We're going to be listening to a lot of Hat in Time music today, because when I was making the playlist for this, I added the entire soundtrack of A Hat in Time, and then realized that the entire soundtrack to A Hat in Time is about 6 hours long, and the playlist in total is only 8 hours long. So I probably should have added some more variety into it, but I didn't. So here we are. That's a bit of an awkward situation, isn't it? You know what the upside to all of this is? I get to find a lot of random items. And somehow, someday, I'm going to make my way back to... Okay, so where is that healing place? Not the Pokemon Center, obviously. When we actually complete a run of Hat in Time. I played about like 80% the way through for my top 10? Was it a top 10 or a top 5? I don't remember. 3D platformers game lists, and then I stopped playing it because I was like, okay, I know this game is good. I really need to finish making this video, and I never came back to the game after that. I honestly don't know why, because I really, really liked it. It's probably one of my favorite 3D platformers of all time. It's fairly high up on the list. I think it's number 4 in that list. Obviously, top 10 lists are a snapshot of that moment in time. And it's been quite a while since I made that. I think Mario Galaxy 2 isn't even on it. And to be fair, I hadn't played that at the time. But I think now that I have played Mario Galaxy 2, I still would place Mario Galaxy 1 over Mario Galaxy 2. And I know that's not a very popular opinion. It's a fairly unpopular opinion as far as I can tell. But I think Mario Galaxy 1 is a better game than 2. Well, it might not be a better game, but it's a more interesting game. Because Mario Galaxy 2 just goes back to, let's make it a 3D platformer and like kind of forgo the space theme. Whereas Mario Galaxy 1 had a lot of, well, spacey things. You were platforming on planets. Mario Galaxy 2 just kind of had you platforming on Mario levels that were floating in space, which is distinctly different. So, and I liked it a little bit less as a result of that. It's not a bad game. It's a very good game, as a matter of fact. And from a gameplay perspective, it might be slightly more better, more fun. I don't know. The gimmick of this run, good that you ask. I think it's already been explained. But after every single gym, I have to yeet my entire team. But it's not on Nuzlocke, so I can die in the process. I'm just running around as well, because... Am I going crazy, or did they change things? It feels like they changed something. They probably didn't. I'm just going insane. Floor 9. Okay, that is very useful to know. Let's go to floor number 9. I am not crazy. Then what? Then what do I do? Because this is floor 9. But that just teleports me back. No, I can't actually work from home back in the office now, so I need to actually travel to work again. That sucks. As annoying and busy as I am sometimes with work, I am very blessed that I can just like... My travel from like my bed to my work is about like 1.5 seconds. Like it's probably about like 2 steps, maybe 2.5. It's really good. It's really good because if I want to start working at 10, I need to wake up at like 9:55. Well, I usually take like a little bit longer to wake up. I usually like wake up at like 9:30-ish and then start working at 10. But yeah, it's amazing. And I never plan to change that, honestly. Okay, for progress. Floor 3, second cube from the room to the west, warp side. Okay, you already lost me there. I'm going to look at that when that's relevant. First things first, go to floor 3 after this fight. Point taken. Was that Duck Trio or Doe Trio? I think that was Duck Trio. So let's go into Lax, which... I would have very much liked to have Mega Drain or even Giga Drain on this, but we didn't. Went to the office only once since the pandemic. Worked from home for the last 6 months. Great and not having traveling time, bad for work, private balance. Great for editing and recording videos. Yeah, pretty much that. The only thing well, not anymore, but I used to have some problems with is like, if you don't have a designated like place of work, and for me, I don't even like have a designated computer to work on versus the computer I have for like just like browsing YouTube and stuff like that, right? And like doing my own things. Sometimes it can be hard not to let yourself get distracted by things like, oh, just like watch a YouTube video between work, or I'll just like record a video in between, and sometimes I will. And honestly, I have found that I'm going to focus a little bit on where we need to go first. Floor 3, second cube from the west. Take the warp time. Oh, there we go. It's that easy. Okay. That's ridiculously easy. I'm super underprepared for this. Oh, fuck. Anyway, I found like a life hack to be productive, and that is procrastinate, because I'll end up procrastinating anyway, but do it by doing other work. So what I'll do is, if I have a video that's like a top 10 video, for instance, I need to edit. What I'll do is I'll go, okay, I'll look for all the footage I need, then I'll place it all in the timeline, then I'll go edit this other video, which is way less bothersome to work on. I'll finish that entire thing, then I'll do the actual edit of the first 5 items, then I'll go record like an hour of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, for instance, and then I'll finish the video. That way, I was pretty much as productive as I usually would have been, but I allowed myself to procrastinate and also get things done in that same time. It is the best life hack ever. And I know it's technically like slightly less efficient because you're switching around like focus a lot and stuff like that. But it's more efficient than actually procrastinating. So I'll take it. It's not even Gen 1 as my kryptonite. It's... You have fissure? Also, you're level 47. What? What? It's specifically self-go that just... It always gets me. Always fucking gets me. I don't know what it is about this place. I always get lost here. The fuck? How can you be level 47? Rendering videos doesn't take effort. Rendering videos is a matter of waiting. But also, I always make sure that when I'm rendering videos, I can either do something like light on my computer, which doesn't take a lot of CPU power, or I'll like set my videos to render and then I'll, for instance, go take a shower, because then that time I can't work anyway, so I might as well like do personal hygiene stuff, like taking a shower and taking care of myself, things like that. Or like set them ready for rendering and then go make lunch for myself, something like that, right? So that even that time that's downtime, I'll use in some way to make sure that time that I can actually work doesn't get lost. That is exactly what you mean probably with like your work-life balance being kind of out of whack. It's not necessarily healthy to be always thinking about the most productive thing to do and the most productive like way to be. So maybe I shouldn't be doing that. Maybe. But you're getting daily videos as a result of it. So who can complain? The fuck are we gonna do against a level 40? What level was the Crobat? 46. Why did I think that Walrein was such a high level? Maybe Lavender Fuchsia Road for training. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea at all. I definitely need more experience. I'm not expecting this Walrein to be his most powerful Pokemon. It might actually be, though. It might be. I mean, it's one-shotting all my Pokemon, and it's got 2 instant kill moves, so I have no chance at all. And it also has leftovers, because everything has fucking leftovers! Okay, sorry, that's some deep-seated hate I have for leftovers. It's getting me close, dude. That didn't help at all. That might have helped him, as a matter of fact. Keep using Sheer Cold, please. Keep using Sheer Cold, please. Fuck. Yeah, okay, we took down the Walrein at least. I mean, there's like 4 more Pokemon. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have to do a little bit of grinding. You know what the upside is? To go into to Fuchsia? We finally get the EXP share as well. That's a huge upside. Okay, so we definitely need Mickey for the first 2 encounters, but then what? What do I have as far as TMs go? It's a very good question as well. I have Giga Drain. Lex, you Giga Drain now. There you go. At least you become somewhat useful. I guess I can give Dig to Rocky because it's at least Stab. And it's probably better than Poison Sting. Shockwave, don't think I really need that. Rock Tomb. I'm gonna hold off on that for right now. And that's everything I got. Okay. Let's do this. We're gonna lead with Mickey. We're going to go like level 45 for most Pokemon, I want to say. At least for Mickey, and so far this is real easy. For Mickey and Lex, at least. I know that I'll need those. I'll probably want Rocky at high level as well. Just cause the Amphros. I don't know what else my rival has. Oh yeah, there's this dude as well. We haven't taken care of that yet. I don't think I want it. So let's just murder it. It might give good experience. Oh, you actually need to just like interact with it. That's level 40. Okay, we can definitely do that. Okay, other things I can rant about, because right now, oh, of course, you are a wild Resto Chesto set, because why wouldn't you be? With Snore. Are you actually being difficult? Because, wow. I don't appreciate that. I need to go heal in Vermilion after... Well, the trainers weren't any issue, admittedly. The trainers were pushovers, but that wild Snorlax kind of did a number on me, not gonna lie. It does give us some more opportunities for catching interesting Pokemon as well, though, potentially. Because obviously, for the upcoming gym, we might want some good Pokemon. You probably have very bad... Yeah, you do. You're a waste of VP, that's what you are. So I'm just going to use Slam on you, because you'll die anyway. And very easily. I don't want to avoid the trainers, actually. This is an entirely new concept to me, not avoiding trainers. Currently rebuilding, we'll share in a moment. I'm very curious what your team is. I mean, you're making a team for Koga now, I'm guessing, right? Meaning that you can actually go into the Safari Zone, most likely. Seadra is not a dragon type, is it? No. I always get mixed up whether or not Seadra is a dragon type. I think Seadra should be a dragon type. But then again, if it would be, Kingdra doesn't really have any reason to exist. Well, that's unfortunate. You asked for it. I didn't want to do it, but you asked for it. Let's go back into Lax, because Lax definitely... I don't even know why I called it Lax anymore. Laxius? Was that it? Was it the Kingdom Hearts base name? It must have been. Yeah, so maybe don't use Giga Drain if you don't need to heal, and don't get hiccups in the middle of a goddamn stream. That would be horrible. Raichu, we... That was almost catastrophic. Do I have any healing items? I do. Why would you use Serve again? Why? What's wrong with you? Giraffaric, no problem either. So this training is actually going fairly well. I'm kind of happy with this. Because it actually, that's less than ideal. Hit yourself? Because I'm sure not hitting you. I hit you, never mind. Swine Up. Is this super effective? It is. Castful. I was going to ask, does Castful actually change... that's not great. Actually change typings, because I didn't remember. Because nobody ever cares about Castful. You know what Game Freak should do? Just to piss off all the Bring Back National Dex people. I don't know why I was trying to use Water Pulse there. They should just like make an update to Pokemon Sword and Shield. And just add in Castful. Nothing else, just add in Castful. Just to annoy people. Wouldn't that be funny? I think that would be funny. It does not change typings, but the thing is, I think it does. Because that Giga Drain was super effective against it. I'm fairly certain it was super effective. Now I'm starting to doubt myself. Ah, I've got no PP left. let's just switch out for this one into... Let's go Cortex, because Cortex with Tri-Attack actually is a pretty good... It does change typings, okay. I'm glad that it does, because otherwise this entire gimmick would be even more stupid. It's mostly stupid because when you get cast form, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think when you get cast form, it literally knows Sunny Day, Rain Dance, Hail, and Weather Ball. Meaning that it only really has one damaging move, and Hail technically also damages your opponent, but you know what I mean. So the only way cast form really works is as part of another weather team, but even then, it doesn't really work that well because it's kinda shit. Team for Koga is Snorlax, Krabby, C-Dot. Why would you bring a C-Dot into Koga's gym? Drowsy, Akins, and Girafarig. Does Koga like have a Psychic type you need Shiftry for? Is that it? How is Lax? Lax can take him a couple more fights. Not against a Togetic though. Koga has some Psychic trainers. That is a fair point. Leftovers from Sabrina's gym. Wait, can you have leftovers? Like, I mean, you mean leftover Pokemon, right? Not the item leftovers. Because I've been operating under the assumption that anything you catch between gyms needs to be yeeted, not just a Pokemon that you have in your party. Then again, if you catch something and you don't use it, there's no first encounter rule, so it doesn't really change that much. Other than saving time, I guess, which I'm all about. Because we just talked about efficiency at, like, a fairly lengthy time. Oh, leftover trainers that... Wait, what? But... all trainers are valid for Sabrina's gym, but are placed in... Oh, that thing! You mean the fact that the trainers... Well, it's a theory, really. That the trainers for the two gyms originally got swapped in the first gen, and they just kind of went with it in the remakes. I still do subscribe to that, though, because it makes no fucking sense that there's so many Drowsy and Hypno in Koga's gym. It's just straight up weird. Just as it is weird that I'm getting my ass handed by me to me by these randomized trainers. This better be something good. It's Rain Dance. It's okay. Surely I have enough for the XP share. 20. I need 23 more Pokemon in my Pokédex to get the EXP share. It counts the Kanto Dex, not the National Dex. That is... Yeah, National Dex I have more than 50. Oh, that's annoying. That's really annoying. You know what we're gonna do about that? We're gonna go to google.com and we're going to put in Pokemon Fire Red EXP Share Game Shark code. Cause fuck that, I deserve my EXP share. Better yet, if somebody else could look this up for me, it wouldn't waste time where I didn't do anything. I don't even know if there is a cheat code for the XP share specifically. It might not be a thing because it's not a key item actually. It should be a thing. Though it does not look like it actually... No. Okay, so I can't find it this quickly. It looks like it just doesn't exist. Never mind. I guess I could just like rare candy up one Pokemon for every Pokemon I get to level 45. That seems almost fair, but not really. I don't like fighting Dittos. Wait a second. How does the XP gain from Ditto work? Does it also copy that stat? So if I like lead with a Blissey and make Ditto evolve into transform into the Ditto, do I get the EXP gain from Ditto or from Chansey? I made so many mistakes in that sentence, it's kind of unreal. I'm going to assume that Ditto has its own experience gain and doesn't copy it from the Pokemon it transforms into. If it does copy it from the Pokemon it transforms into, that is a real good grinding tip. It's EXP gain from Ditto. I was kind of afraid of that. I almost had a way to do like some clever grinding. But you had to fuck it up for me, didn't you, Game Freak? You just had to fuck it up. So if you live this, I can Giga Drain you and absolutely not murder you, apparently. Why am I using Fake Out on not my first turn every battle? Why am I a failure? Oh, I also added the Chicken Little game soundtrack because it's actually a pretty good soundtrack. The game itself is like highly slapped on. It's a pretty fun game. It's, I think, also on my top 10 3D platform game list, and that's amazing because it's a movie tie-in game. But it's also got a real nice soundtrack. It's not the best soundtrack in the history of gaming. I mean, it's not going to make any top 10 gaming soundtracks list because there's going to be Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts. And did I mention Final Fantasy? Yeah. Oh yeah, and Kingdom Hearts. And Crash Bandicoot. I'm thinking, is there anything like that's not a JRPG where I really love the music a lot? Because obviously most of the good music I like comes from some sort of JRPG or another. Yeah, let's not do that. What games do I enjoy the music from that aren't JRPGs? Crash Team Racing actually has pretty fun music as well. Sonic. Funny thing is, you're not wrong. Sonic actually has good music. And for as shitty as Sonic 06 is as a game, it's got a really good soundtrack. Like, I know the game as a whole was rushed and like under budgeted to hell. But the music composers for that game, they got like the budget they needed and the time they needed for sure. That being said, making songs probably like easier on a like small time budget than it is making an entire game. Not to say that making music is easier than making games necessarily, but it's certainly cheaper and easier to rush, I would dare say. I watched a Chicken Little movie to death when it came out on a DVD. Actually, a great movie. And actually, I like the movie. I really do. The only thing is, every time I think about it, I weirdly think it's a DreamWorks film. It just has that DreamWorks quality to it. It's not. It's not a DreamWorks film. It's Disney Animation Studios. I think. It has to be. Surely isn't Pixar. The only reason that I think it could be Pixar, which it's not, is because it's a 3D animated film before Disney themselves started doing that for like the default animation style. I think Chicken Little, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like 2002, I want to say. So that's well before like Frozen and Tangled and stuff like that. Actually, maybe we do want Uproar. Do we? 50 base power. I'm gonna go with Uproar. But obviously it's not a Pixar film. It's Disney Animated Studio films. And the only reason I remember it being Disney and not DreamWorks is because Chicken Little is in Kingdom Hearts. If I didn't have that thing to remember it by, I would just like categorize Chicken Little as a DreamWorks film in my mind. Which I don't know what it is about Chicken Little. It just feels really DreamWorksy to me. And that is... I don't know if that's an insult. To a certain extent it kind of is, because generally I'm not a huge fan of DreamWorks films. It's 2005. Close enough. Yeah, I'm thinking, what was I like doing with my life in 2005? That was... I was born in 96, so I was like 9? So I was in elementary school, probably like doing nothing useful with my life. So the only thing that's really changed since then is that I'm not in school anymore. Because I'm not doing anything useful with my life now. Let's go back into Cortex. And let's go back to the Pokemon Center. So yeah, Chicken Little. I probably should give it a rewatch. It's probably on Disney Plus, right? It's been a while since I've watched it. I actually want to kind of play the game now. It has some like not great moments, I'll be honest with you. But I haven't played that game since... Hello, thank you. I haven't played the game since making the video on it. So it's probably interesting to replay that game. But rewatching a movie takes a lot less time investment than replaying an entire game, because games, generally speaking, a bit longer than movies. Chicken Little is on Disney Plus. Yeah, nobody else probably wants it to begin with. Same difference for me, the fact that I like school that much, I did 2 degrees. Yeah, I could not do that. Like, at all. I'm very happy to not be in school anymore, and I would very much like to keep it that way, because at some point I realized, and maybe this is because I did my schooling in a like very hands-on, like creative type of work. But at some point I realized, like, people, if you were that good at what you were doing, like, you're teaching me filmmaking, but if you were really that good at it yourself, wouldn't you like be in, well, Hollywood is a like bit exaggerated, obviously, but to keep it relatable for a worldwide audience, wouldn't you like be in Hollywood now if you were really that good at it? Oh, dive might not be bad. It actually is bad. Never mind. And surely I had some teachers which were only at school for like 1 or 2 days a week because they were like actually like working on film projects, and the whole teaching thing was just to the side. My compositing teacher actually worked at the largest Dutch commercial producer company thing as like their lead compositor, and like in charge of a lot of automation based things. I think he was a terrible teacher, don't get me wrong. He was good at what he did. He was a nice guy, but the dude could not like teach at all. Like, if you had a question, he would just like do exactly what you needed to do, and then just Ctrl-Z a bunch of times and make you do it again, even though you have no idea what he just did. I'm very lucky that I was pretty good at compositing and had a decent amount of prior knowledge about After Effects. I did learn a thing or two in this class though, but this class mostly came down to I made a website with a like step-by-step guide of how to do this very specific thing. Now go do that and then leave my classroom. It's, again, not great like teaching material. Nice guy, definitely nice guy. Very good at his job as well. But funny thing actually, I think in like 2013 is when we like went to where he worked, because they needed like a lot of extras to film the like intro leader parts to the Voice of Holland. So somewhere in there, in the 2013 edition of it, I am a unrecognizable person in the background. Because some do not have the ambition to share the experience with others. Yeah, that is like a thing in theory. But the issue with that is that in a field where like constant like experience and like constant evolution, and I mean in any like art form, let's just say it that way, it's very important that you keep being hands-on like in the field, because otherwise you get out of touch, you get behind. Also, there is a technical component to it because, well, we talked about this like a couple of months, or a couple of weeks ago, I think. The technology also keeps improving. You need to keep up with that, and the best way to do that is to like work with the stuff, that kind of thing. So I definitely do think that being a full-time teacher in at least in a field like that, I won't say in a like professional, like career-driven like study, but at least in a field like that, being a full-time teacher, it seems kind of contradictory to me. Yeah, and now I'm an unrecognizable person on YouTube. You understand it. I did do, well, the whole class did, because we actually got that footage to practice motion tracking on later. Like 2-3 weeks later, he actually took that footage into class. I was like, okay, remember when we went to film that? Yeah. Here you have it now. You all had phones. We all had phones we needed to hold up with, I think it was a specific color, and then we needed to track it and like, I don't remember what we had to put on it. It was a pretty easy process, all things considered, because it was actually shot well. And like most things I get from clients, which aren't shot well at all. That's the downside if you like advertise yourself as like an After Effects person. Like, 99% of things are, we fucked this up, can you fix it? And I'm like, no I cannot. You should have filmed that properly. Or people are like, oh yeah, we made this and we would like you to add effects. And I'm like, okay, did you like do any of the usual things like add motion tracking markers on the objects you need to have the effects on? Huh? What's that? Well, that's gonna be annoying for me, because that means I'm gonna have to do it manually. Anyway, that's my rant about people not contacting me before filming, but only after filming, when they realize how badly they fucked up and I can fix it for them. I guess that's what they're paying me for. Hello, how are you doing? New persons. And it's rain. Well, new. I don't think you're new, but you're like new for today new. Let's see how our team is doing. I think let's go back to Silvsko and give it another shot. We're probably not going to win, but at least we'll see some more of his team. And even if we win, we still need to go through Giovanni, which is going to be a huge fucking issue. Data science in a nutshell: predict everything for the next 5 years with 100% accuracy with only a 100 kilobyte Excel sheet. That seems horrible, because making an Excel sheet that's 100 kilobytes, you get to 100 kilobytes quite quickly. So that means you have like no data to work with at all. Like, not no data, but I'm pretty sure I have Excel sheets for like, I don't know why I'm going here. I'm pretty sure I have Excel sheets to like keep track of expenses that are larger than 100 kilobytes. Nuzlocke, depending on the like added rule sets you can add yourself, like limited Pokemon Center use and stuff. I do not recommend doing that. They can be kind of tough, but if you do the right game, they don't have to be. And if you do enough grinding, that's also important. Grinding is a very important component of Nuzlocke. I'd say just try it yourself. It's like fun. The challenge I'm doing right now is not a Nuzlocke. by the way. So having everything die here is not like horrible to me. I can give you one bit of advice if you're going to do a Nuzlocke, and that is do not do a Pokemon Platinum Nuzlocke, because Pokemon Platinum is probably one of the hardest non-modded games to Nuzlocke. I think that's a pretty general consensus that everybody agrees on. Do a later generation game. Because if you, for instance, do, well, Sword and Shield, you can't even disable the EXP share functionality. But if you do Sword and Shield, for instance, or you do Gen 7 or Gen 6, the EXP share makes getting not on the level a lot easier, which is a good thing. Pokemon Glazed. Never played that hack, so I couldn't tell you. But I think it's supposed to be slightly more difficult, right? Probably don't want that for your first Nuzlocke. You probably want to have something fairly easy for your first one. I was told that these Pokemon were mid-40s. This is not... Wow. I actually beat my rival. Wow. That's not late that's late 40s, not mid 40s. I was lied to. There are additional typings. I need this in my life. Because I am bad enough with typings as it is. I need to play this. We know what we're going to do after through the years. I am confident in saying that because by the time we actually end up finishing through the years, everybody's going to have forgotten this. I guess you give me a Lapras, which will be nice to have, maybe. I don't really know. Are you being surprised that I lie? What did I do for the last 5 years? I don't know. If you know the ins and outs of how to abuse the Gen 1 mechanics, Gen 1 is a fairly easy one to Nuzlocke. Because it's very broken, mostly. After that, I would say maybe Hard Gold, Soul Silver, though they run very unstable on emulators, so you'd have to have an actual copy. Black and White, or Black and White 2. I'd say go X and Y. X and Y are ridiculously easy as it is anyway. So probably that is the best thing to Nuzlocke. Gen 2, 5 and 6 are good starting points. I've never really done... Well, I have done one, but comparatively I haven't really done a lot of Gen 2 Nuzlockes. I've done Gen 2 in through the years. 4 times at this point, I think. 3 times, 4 times? I've lost count. Oh, you just pick up with levels where the last one left off, eh? That's gonna be not good for me. Gonna have to do a little bit more grinding. I haven't played anything past Gen 5. After Gen 5, the games do become a lot easier. Which is weird, because I feel like the target audience... it's the same, not the same target audience. I feel like the target audience pretty much is the same. Well, it's not the target audience, it's the actual audience. It's the same people that played from Gen 4 onwards are still playing now, and then a handful of kids as well. So I don't know why they keep making the games easier. Yeah, that was a real bad switching, wasn't it? Target audience gets older and more acceptable of higher difficulty. Pokemon games become easier. Well, as I said, it's the actual audience, not the target audience. They're targeting younger kids, but I feel like a lot of the players are not younger kids. A lot of them are, admittedly, and you don't want to alienate that player base. And I definitely... I'm just going to say screw it. I'm going to level everybody up to level 50 with their rare candies because I'm not dealing with this shit. You can watch me like grind for another 45 minutes or we can just do this. I think we all know what we want, don't we? It's good that we agree on this. After having just spammed rare candies in Gen 5 for a quote-unquote grinding session for 30 years, this seems real tedious suddenly. Gen 5 had so many quality of life improvements. The renewal of the... You learn moves. Sure. By Horn Attack, I guess. The renewal of... Not rare candies. Of repels. I think they added that in Black and White too. In the overworld when they run out. Real nice quality of life improvement. Healing items and, well, superpower. You know what? It's better than a sand attack. Would love to see sales demographics based on age of Pokemon games through the years. I would love that as well. Honestly, I would love a lot of things. Like just being able to... No! Fuck! I thought I pressed B. I would love to just have statistics on so many different things. Just being able to have accurate numbers on things that nobody has accurate numbers on. I mean, Nintendo has numbers on this, most likely, but not publicly. And I would very much like to know. Because I have a very strong, like, feeling. And it might not be true, but I have a very strong feeling that I am not that wrong about a lot, like, a big portion of the player base being, like, at least 16. Needle arm, eh? We don't need spikes. I mean, that's what I get for button mashing. Got rid of superpower by accident. We're about to go into a psychic type gym anyway, so it doesn't matter that much. Okay, everybody's now level 50. I feel like this should suddenly not be a big issue anymore. And we can finally move on to the goddamn gym, because we've got like another hour at most before we have to put this series down. Because starting next week we should have a new community run, and that was my mistake. I definitely should have led with the fighting type move. Let's stay in against Flygon because we can try attack again. You have some powerful moves, I'll give you that. I guess go into Spiky and Needle Arm maybe? 13, 14 for the Pokemon games with a big group being between 20 and 30. Did I say average? Because if I said average, like it being 50-50 13 or 14 year olds and 20, 30 year olds, that about average out to be like 16 to 20-ish. I didn't see what he was going to send out. Rhydon, that's actually very good for me to stay in against. Nice. Cloyster, that's also pretty good for me to die against. Never mind. I have Giga Drain, so screw you. You lived. I probably should have used Fake Out. That would have actually helped you. That being said, there's probably also like a lot of 5-year-olds playing Pokemon. More than you think. Anyway. What are these levels? I am so scared about Sabrina's levels coming up. Positively mortified. Can you stop putting me to death? Oh, that was actually the last Pokemon. That is wonderful. Okay, we get a Master Ball, which we're going to just ignore the fact that we have. And let's get the fuck out of this building, because I am so done with Silphsco, not coming back here anytime soon until I play another Gen 1 based game, at which point we'll probably get lost again. Is Silphsco as bad in Let's Go as well? Not that I'm going to be playing Let's Go, because I don't know if I've mentioned this yet this stream, only about 1 billion times. I do not actually own a Switch. You know what we're going to do here? I've wasted so much time already today. So we're going to Pokemon Fire Red Sabrina's Gym. Sabrina with an A. Sure. I would like just to have a route rather than a lot of numbers, but numbers work as well. 15 goes to there, and then, yeah, so that's the issue. 1 to 2 to 9 to 8 to 15. Okay, that's what we do. 1 to 2 to 9 to 15. So that's 1 to 2 to 9 to 8 to 15. See, that saved me so much time, it's unreal. That probably literally saved me like 20 minutes. Okay, this is going to be horrible. That's going to be real horrible. And you have, of course you have Moo Moo Milk. Why would you have Moo Moo Milk? I saw the game for the Switch and PS4 called Nexamon, seems like a Pokemon clone, but was aimed at a more mature audience. I might check it out. Honestly, more Pokemon clones is a good thing in my opinion, because one of these times somebody's actually gonna like land it and actually create some competition for Game Freak, which is very welcome at this point in time. So, Aspion. Spiky has Feint Attack. Let's see how much we can do with that. Not a lot. Wait a second, did I get a critical hit in that Endure actually save you? Because if so, count me upset. I fucking hate Endure. Stop spamming Endure! It's the same in Let's Go, but it's much easier as you can go 2v1 fights. That does help, but it's not the fights in Silphsco that throw me off. It's the I have no idea where the fuck I'm going part of it. Game Freaks need competition, maybe they'll get a bit motivated again. That's kind of what I'm hoping. I'm not necessarily hoping for other good games, as sad as that is. I'm hoping for a motivator for Game Freak to actually like give a shit. Not even for Game Freak, it's for the Pokemon Company to actually like allocate some budget to these fucking games again. Because I feel like that's the main issue. I mean, don't get me wrong, Game Freak has been dropping the ball pretty bad. Especially since Pokemon moved into 3D, because traditionally they don't know what the fuck they're doing in 3D. That's very obvious. They did fairly well, and as a matter of fact, as broken as Gen 1 is for the hardware it ran on, it's a miracle that it even runs. So they did so well with that, but since it moved into 3D, you can really tell that they probably needed to hire like new talent or like a studio specialized in that kind of stuff. And for the 3D modeling, they did. For the programming, they did not. And I fucked it. I didn't fuck it because this is... Damn it! And if they just got more budget allocated to their games, I feel like that would solve a lot of the issues. I really feel like a lot of the problems we have are better aimed at the Pokemon Company rather than Game Freak. I'm still waiting, and I'm aware it's never going to happen. I'm very much aware it's never going to happen. But I'm still waiting for the action RPG Pokemon. You got Frozen Solid, that's wonderful. Because I was thinking, the whole thing about, but it's never going to work with like so many different Pokemon with so many different attacks and stuff like that. I don't know what he's going to send out, I'm just going to stay in. But I was thinking, if you just like, I was thinking this during the playing of Kingdom Hearts 2, obviously. If you have a like movement and combat system like Kingdom Hearts, where you can just throw out Pokemon and then you gain control over the Pokemon and your trainer just like steps to the side a little bit. That's just everything I want. And that doesn't necessarily need to be like infinitely more complicated than it would be to make a Kingdom Hearts game. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Kingdom Hearts is an easy game to make. I'm just saying people saying action RPG Pokemon is impossible. I don't think that it is the thing. Well, technically speaking, Pokemon Rumble is an action RPG Pokemon game. Yeah. But I am, again, more looking into like a Final Fantasy 15 Kingdom Hearts type of gameplay rather than a Diablo type of gameplay. Because honestly, I don't know. Maybe somebody's already come up with something and I'm just not aware of it, but I feel like Diablo doesn't really fit within the action RPG genre and it has a different genre of its own. It might actually have one that I'm just not aware of. This Jinx is being a bit of a bitch. Because everybody puts me to sleep, god damn it. And then you don't die. And you put me to sleep again! I hate this game. Okay, let's think this through. Let's think this through for a moment before we go do something drastic. This doesn't do anything. Okay, I thought it through, and we need to take a look at the box. That's what we need to do. Do I have anything in here that I didn't use yet? I think I used all of these, right? Did I? I feel like I think both Baba and Rotom I captured in Lavender Tower. After... Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. So let's get rid of Flareon. That's after Erica, so I can use these two Pokemon. I probably should have put them in a different box. Thinking about it now. And probably Raichu is a good... Raichu actually does a lot of damage. Let's get rid of Lax. You're asking me to organize. Do you realize how much of an unrealistic expectation that is? Okay. Pay attention to the moves they learn. Will-O-Wisp. Actually, not a bad idea, because Screech sucks. And I could, like, burn things if I can't kill them. I can't stall them either, because look at my stats. I'm just hoping to beat Sabrina today, because I know that we're not going to be able to beat Koga as well. I mean, we have an hour left, but that's probably... but having to create an entirely new team within that hour and also beating Koga seems unrealistic. And I'm not going to make a Shadow Ball, thank you! I'm not going to make a team and then end the stream there, because that seems just like a gigantic waste of time. Now, let's level up Boa to level 50. That should give me a little bit more of an edge, because I now have 2 Ghost Types on my team. Pain Split. You know what? Yeah, why not? This is such interesting grinding, isn't it? Man, you know what? I'll take Parashon. Can be nice in an, like, a difficult situation. 50, there we go. Let's try this again. If nothing else, at least after this, I will know how to get to Sabrina quickly. I'll forget. Don't get me wrong, I will forget. I also have Pin Missile. Probably should be using that. For that exact reason. I mean, I got lucky with the amount of hits I got. I am very aware, but fuck. That was amazing. I killed the... I killed the thing. Oh my god, that was... Please die. You died. I'm gonna die as soon as... Yeah, I did. I did. I died. I did died. I don't have a good ghost that move on Baba at all. Probably should have just Perish Sung right away. Perish Sung is probably only going to work against the last Pokemon, eh? Because these gym leaders are smart enough to switch out. Yeah, that's... probably should have thought about that. Yeah, I'm still not in a great position, am I? So just start with... the... not Twin Needle. It's, is it Twin Needle? Pin Missile. Different than Twin Needle. Mischievous and Miss Maggie became better with time, and with time I mean Gen 7. Just the fact that it can evolve in Gen 4 is a huge help as is. But we don't have that luxury yet. Yeah. You keep missing the blizzards. That is very... Fuck you! And then you hit I'm upset. And you put me... I hate sleeping! I don't hate sleeping. I like sleeping. But I hate being put to sleep in Pokemon. And I'm dead. In your rehabilitation, I can't talk. Again, I'm stupid. Thought of redoing Ocarina of Time randomizer. Maybe at some point? I mean, I didn't even finish my normal Ocarina of Time run. But maybe the randomizer will make it easier for me to finish, because I was thinking... probably not, actually. I was thinking I should familiarize myself a little bit with the vanilla game before I start modding it to hell. Because, like, getting a certain item in the randomizer is equivalent to knowing where to go next. Because, oh, I got this item, now I can do this temple. But you also need to know where all the items are. So, I don't know if going into it without... Oh, that's not a good time for me at all, is it? I don't know if going into it without having, like, at least a decent amount of base knowledge of the vanilla game is a great idea. But I have realized that if I want to familiarize myself with the vanilla game to the point where I can actually, like, do stuff, that would take like a couple of runs, and that's never gonna happen. I'm not patient enough to like get into a game that deep at this point if I'm not already invested into the series. So if I want to do an Ocarina of Time randomizer, I might as well just jump straight into the randomizer. So I might at some point, but as of right now, probably not anytime soon. Maybe if I like start doing a second live stream every... We're doing well here, by the way. We were doing well, I should say. Maybe if I like start scheduling a second stream a week at some point in the future, wouldn't be the near future. We can at some point schedule that in or something, or if God forbid, like, I ever stop doing Pokemon streams because I wouldn't know why we could do that. But right now it seems like streaming is a community run based thing. And it doesn't seem like I'll have a lot of runs, like a lot of streams where I don't have a community run to do. So I wouldn't know where to fit it in, honestly. So that's a very long way of saying probably not, but not because I don't want to, more so because I just... There's only 24 hours in a day and I can only do so much. I mean, I'm too deep in at this point to like stop. I mean, I probably thought that as well before like disappearing for 3 years, but the fact that I came back, right? The fact that I came back to YouTube after all that time probably just goes to show you that I'm too far in to stop. It's like an addiction at this point. I can probably pack you. I shouldn't have did that. I need a critical hit, please. Well, fuck. Only 14 to 16 hours based on your sleep schedule. True, I can't be productive during my sleep. Luckily. If there was an option to be productive during my sleep, I'd probably feel bad for not doing it. And as a result, I would probably just like not sleep. And just be productive. I have a real like bad relationship with like productivity. Honestly, it's kind of like not healthy at times. I just keep throwing myself at these guys and it's not really working. But I'm getting closer, so let's just keep throwing myself at them until I get enough critical hits to win. Maybe I should just do a little bit of grinding. Maybe I should. I won't, but maybe I should. I mean, I'm getting fairly unlucky with these pin missiles. Just being fair. When I'm very productive during the day, I'm too energetic for us to sleep as I walk or talk in my sleep. Yeah, that's... I don't know if that's a bad thing, actually. I was going to say that sounds bad, but is it? Like, does it interrupt your, like, sleep, like, rhythm? Like, the different stages of sleep? Does it, like, make you less well rested is what I'm trying to say. Because while talking, like, people talking in sleep can be fairly annoying, I don't actually know if it has any, like, disadvantages as far as... Fuck that. As far as rest goes. It's actually very interesting to think about. I've never really considered that before. Are you not other people? Well, still. My question stands. I walked out of my hotel room when I was asleep. A while ago. What? That can be real bad, because if you're asleep, you probably didn't take your, like, room key with you when you went out. So, that probably ends up being a very annoying situation in the middle of the night. Sleep is better than normal when you sleepwalk and or talk? Really? That is an answer I did not expect. Do you ever... Was that focus sash? Do you think we would be more productive with a 4-day week? It's something that I saw an American politician bring up. I'd like it in theory, but I doubt in practice it will work. Your thoughts? I think, to a certain extent, maybe, yeah. Because what the issue is, in my opinion, is that most people, especially like if you just like work in an office, I don't want to be like, I'm very special here, but as somebody who like doesn't work for a company but like is like lives over freelance jobs, for me it's literally, if I work more, I make more money. for most people like that work a office job of some kind, it's you need to have this amount of work done within this week, and you get a more or less set amount of money over time, not like in calculator with that. So people then stretch that amount of time to fit that work. And certainly I think that when I work an 8-hour day and I'm like absolutely destroyed at the end of it, and people are like, I work an 8-hour day every day. And I'm like, yeah, but when I work an 8-hour day, it's probably a lot more productive than when most people work an 8-hour day. So I think shrinking down the work week to 4 days, people could probably get the same amount done as they would in 5 days. By and large. I'm not saying this applies to everybody, but by and large, I think you could probably like do 20% more per day over 4 days, and then have an extra day of weekend. It doesn't seem like a bad idea to me at all. How that would like function in like deeper ways other than just pure productivity, because that also then means that businesses will be closed 1 day a week more, which means that then things like communications and just like general workflow based things also slow down. And sometimes you usually like need to wait 2 days for a partner to like deliver some goods or some like footage in my case, for instance, right? And if you don't work 3 days a week, it could be that it delivers on Friday, where usually you could start working on it on Friday. But because Friday is now a weekend day, you need to push that to Monday, at which point it becomes less productive, again, to a certain extent. Does that cancel out over the entire year? Because otherwise, I mean, you might have worked on it on Friday, but you're working more on it the next Monday. So does that balance out? Maybe it does. We talked a little bit about productivity and like cheating in procrastination a little bit earlier in the stream. And I do think, I actually edited a video about this very idea like last week or 2 weeks ago, about a good way to be more productive. And it's not something I personally do, because probably just because I have a way too short attention span because I spend time on the internet too much. But one good way to be more productive in the same amount of time is not switch tasks as much. Focus in on one thing, finish it, and then do the next thing. I think having 5 days a week where you, for instance, don't have to switch as much because you have more time to do things, then makes you more productive as well. It has a lot of ups and downsides, and I just don't know what to think about it. But by and large, I do think that it would be nice to have 3-day weekends. And I do think that if people like just put themselves into it, they could do the same amount of work they generally do in 5 days and 4 days. Because people in offices tend to like be very slow and unproductive compared to what they could be doing. And especially if you have a 3rd day a week to rest. I'm going to do some grinding. And with grinding, I mean like leveling up a little bit more. If you have a 3rd day each week to rest, working a little bit harder becomes a bit more reasonable as well, because you've got more time to rest after being so tired from working for 4 days. Full tackle, eh? I'm going to say hell yeah to that. Anyway, that was my things. It varies between person to person. Mostly Scandinavian countries do a 36-hour work week. That is true. It's also a matter of how many hours you make in the week. And some countries already make less hours, and I'm a huge fan of that idea. 8-9 hours for 4 days. Some are very productive and some are less productive. I think if you change from 5 to 4 days a week, I'd be very interested what like the psychology behind that would be. Because would people be like extra motivated on the days they are at work because they know they're getting an extra day? Or would they be very annoyed because they know they have to work harder on those 4 days? Also, subpar left during the middle of my run, because why not? kind of thing happens when you don't look at chat for like 10 minutes straight. Workplace can be split up so businesses can keep open the same duration. That is a good point. That's what already happens right now, I suppose, because most people don't work 7 days a week if a business is open 24/7. It's the oldest joke ever, right? If 7-Eleven is open like 24/7, which they definitely shouldn't have been called 7-Eleven if they were 24/7, but hey. Why did they have locks? Well, in case a pandemic hits, apparently. Still not doing very well. I'm starting to think we might just straight up not win this fight today. That being said, Designate just did a number on these guys, so I appreciate that. Full tackle, let's see. That did fuck all damage. That's really sad. Are you in potion range? You're in a potion range. Damn it. Drill pack, hypnosis, because why wouldn't you put me to sleep? Everybody fuck puts me to sleep always, why not? Itchy eyebrow. Critical hit, that might have made the difference there. We got so close. Do we have revives? Because I forget we can actually use them if we have some. We don't have any. That sucks real bad because we got very close. We can definitely do this at level 53. Come on. Just like put some work into it, vlogger. It's kind of funny though how I think like these gyms, level 50, are about the same level you'd usually be facing in the Elite Four. That's what the level curve is in this hack. Please hit 5 times. You didn't hit 5 times. You goddamn disappointment. But I think Designate pretty much just outspeeds everything except for Jinx, apparently. But Rocky outspeeds it, right? No, Rocky does not outspeed it. Nothing outspeeds fucking Jinx. Jinx is the biggest issue I have. Maybe we do need a fire type, after all. I mean, I'm gonna throw this one because there's no way I was winning that one. How much money do I have that I can lose 2,500 every single time? Oh my god, I'm rich. Let's put it all into potions and Pokeballs before I lose it at, well, losing. Like 20 of both. Should be able to afford that. Wait, I can't buy Ultra Balls yet? That seems stupid. Guess 30 Great Balls will do. And some revives. Save state. This is going to be the run. This is where we win. I didn't even know this song was in Kingdom Hearts. Which Kingdom Hearts game is this? It looks like the cover for the Kingdom Hearts 2 album. Yeah. Never realized it wasn't in the game. Might have just been on the disc and not actually used in the game. Sometimes game soundtracks do that. But they include it in like the disc. In like the album they sell separately, I mean. It's a very short little part, so it's probably placed somewhere. I never realized. At least your special attack got dropped because of that. That's actually a very good point. So you probably can't take out Rotom now. Or you just miss Psycho Boost, that also works. Ah, you would phrase me solid. That is, I thought out. Wow. Okay, I didn't think... Okay, let's actually use some potions here, because again, I am gonna die. Spiky, feint attack. Let's just see what you got. Yeah, that actually does a decent amount of damage. Okay, never mind. Alakazam. Let's go Barber for this one. And then use a Revive on Rotom, which actually is Bayonet. And we lived an attack from you, which is surprising. And then Potion up Rotom. That means for sure Rotom can live one attack as well, right? Barely, but he can. Then we Hyper Potion up Rotom again. And hope that we outspeed. We did not. We go into Spiky. See what you do. Feint attack. You're going to spam Endure again, aren't you? You can call it all you want. Feint attack is not... Is it special in this generation? That's all I needed. This is your last... It's your last Pokemon. It's your last Pokemon. We can do this. We can do this. We won! Okay, we won. I always knew how we could do that. First try, right? First try. So, we have about half an hour before we need to end the stream. In theory, right? But we need to yeet our entire team and make an entirely new team for Koga. And by the time we do that, the stream will have ended. And this is the last time we're playing this game, because next week there will be a new community run. So, I guess we end it early again. I guess we can. That's my last. Oh, my last alive Pokemon. Fair enough. We can take a look at the Pokemon we had during this entire adventure. Let's do that real quickly. We have Phil Pucciana with Tackle, Howl, and Sand Attack. We have Megan the Smoochum with Spouter Snow, Growl, and Pound. We have HP. I don't remember that name at all. The Mankey with Scratch, Leer, and Low Kick. We have Buzz, the White Buzz. The Shroomish with Absorb, Tackle, Sunspore, and Leech Seed. Now I'm thinking, is my Breloom still alive and through the years? I don't know. I haven't played through the years in a couple of days because I was a bit too much ahead in recording. We had Watcher. Why? The Furret. I wanted to say Linoon. I was like, no, that's not a Linoon. It looks a lot like Linoon, but it's not a Linoon. Scratch, Defense, Squirrel, Quick Attack, and Fury Swipes. We had Acid, the Bellsprout with Vine Whip, Growth, Wrap, and Sleep Powder. We had Bew, because that was just a typo on my part. With Tackle, Disable, Foresight, and Supersonic. We had 420, fucking blaze it, because it used to be a Gloom. With Absorb, Sleep Powder, Poison Powder, and Stun Spore. We had Bacon the Bacon, because I am very creative and funny with Hotbot, Bite, Leader, and Rage. We had Yakdig, because that's what we name our Pidgeys now, apparently. With Tackle, Sound Attack, Gust, and Quick Attack. We had Sparky, the, again, very creatively named Magnemite. With Tackle, Metal Sound, Thundershock, and Sonic Boom. Al Pooch, which sounds a lot more dirty than it is. It's supposed to be Electric Poochiana, but Al Pooch sounds like Mexican, you know what. Tackle, Spark, Thundershock, and Quick Attack. We had Rex because I don't know why. Fury got Pursuit, Absorb, and Quick Attack. Squirtle didn't have a name with Withdraw, Water Gun, Bite, and Rapid Spin. Sally with the really weird spelling with Magnitude, Dig, Fury Swipes, and Mud Slab. We had Ash because Fire. Flame Attack, Smoke Screen. It's a Quilava, by the way. Smoke Screen, Amber, and Quick Attack. We had Kate. I don't know why. Again. With the Curlia with Confusion, Calm Mind, Double Team, and Magical Leave. We had Lockhart. Because Nuzlocke, Lockhart, that Nuzleave makes sense. Bite, Fake Out, Growth, and Cut. We had Trapper the Trapinch with Bite, Sand Attack, and Feint Attack. We had Sandra. Because it's Sandra. Oh my god, I'm so clever. I think that was actually a name from chat. Slash, Defense Scroll, Sand Attack, and Poison Sting. Add the Alakazam with Teleport, Psychic, Reflect, and Recover. This is a lot more than I thought it would be, honestly. Smaug, the Charmeleon with Flamethrower, Smoke Screen, Dragon Breath, and Dragon Claw. Hoot, because Hoodooed. The Xatu with Pack, Confusion, Magical Leap, and Extrasensory. Nimbus, the Swablu, that's the name. Nimbus, I actually like that name for Swablu and Altaria. I'll probably keep using that one. With Astonish, Sing, Takedown, and Adderall. Ace, Bear, the Meganium, which was named after my Everything Wrong with Gen 2 Pokemon, which still hasn't been made and uploaded because I just haven't had the time and or like willpower to make it. With Reflect, Cut Poison Powder, and Battle Dance. Midna, the not Weavile but Sneasel, Swords Dance, Brick Break, Fury Swipes, and Feint Attack. Lex, the Ludicolo with Water Pulse, Fake Out, Gale Drain, and Fury Swipes. Furball, the first Eevee, then Flareon with Leer, Fire Spin, Quick Attack, and Bite. Spiky, the Cacturn with Pin Missile, that was a godsend. Feint Attack, that was amazing. Needle Arm, actually kind of useful as well today. Cut. Mickey, the Raichu, wow, I'm tired. Full Tackle, Slam, Thunder Wave, and Quick Attack, and that was it for this box. Then we have 3 more Pokemon in this box, and then one in the party to go through. We had Rocky, the Nidoking, which actually was caught on a viewer request last time around, and ended up being very useful in this gym. So thank you very much for the person who asked me to go get that one. With Dig, Pack, Megahorn, and Double Kick. Rotom, the first Shuppet, because Shuppets is a Rotom with a Reaper Cloth. Again, very creative, but once it evolved into a Banette, it didn't make nearly as much sense. With Will-O-Wisp, Nightshade, Feint Attack, and Shadow Ball, and then Barba. There's a lot of Dragon Ball related names here. With Astonish, Parashong, Pain Split, and Psybeam. And then we have Cortex, the Dodrio. Again, don't know why I gave it that name. With Pursuit, Drill Pack, Tri Attack, and Fly. Holy crap, I did that entire thing without that many mistakes. I am very impressed with myself, and that felt like another 2 or 3 minutes. That's going to be it for me today. Next week we should be back with a new community run, whatever it may be. We didn't end up finishing this one, even though we had 5 weeks for it rather than 3, 4, I mean. But it's also because we had a couple of shorter streams in there as well. So in about half an hour time, there will be a video going up, and that will be... I always forget my own upload schedule. It's real sad, actually. I think it's Pokemon Through the Years. It might be Kingdom Hearts, though. It's definitely Kingdom Hearts, because Pokemon Through the Years, we had the Dupes Tower episode yesterday, which actually was infuriating to record. It was real bad. But we have the Neverland episode for the Terra part of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, which means that we're almost done with the Terra part. I've, of course, already recorded the finale for that and started the Ventus playthrough. But that'll be going up in about 30 minutes, and I'll see you all back next week with a new run. So, see you then. Hopefully we'll actually have gameplay audio for that one again, because I won't be abusing the speed button as much. Unlikely.